Do not fear, the plastic queen is here. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Iconically Unhinged. Thank you for the love and support. First of all, let's start with that. And today's topic, I think, is a very, very big topic, and I'm gonna touch base on like a small kind of aspect of it, and it's a nuanced kind of topic, right? But as you guys guessed it from the title of the video, obviously, and the episode, today's topic is dating. Of course, if you want any more in depth about specifics, or you want to know more about a certain aspect that I haven't, touched base on or any of that, please don't hesitate to reach me on Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, my Instagram and the podcast Instagram are both going to be here. I'm sorry if I'm not looking right. I have a transcript as well, so I don't forget what I'm going to say. But if not, my Instagram is _the plastic queen, and the podcast's Instagram is iconically _unhinged. Now, let's start with dating does not feel romantic right now. It doesn't. I said it. It feels like an unpaid emotional labor at this point. And anything is offensive, and it's like, oh, you hate men. No. It's about naming the power dynamics that we're all pretending that are not there, right? Because if you've ever felt crazy for wanting consistency, clarity, effort, congratulations, you're not crazy. Like, you're just dating in a system that benefits on confusion. And I want to say something very important that I want you to remember throughout this episode, right? Confusion is not a misunderstanding. It's a strategy, right? It's a strategy. We're always told to be flexible, understanding, patient, but notice how rarely men are told to be intentional, consistent, emotionally literate, goes to therapy. So it feels like psychological warfare dressed up as like a go with the flow kind of situation. But I don't know about you guys. I am not a go with the flow kind of girl. I'm not a go with the flow kind of girl. Cause like, where is the flow going? Where is it coming from? How's the weather? What am I wearing? What am I bringing? Is it a waterfall or is it like a pond? Like what, what is the flow? Like, what am I wearing? And I know already some people are like clenching their pearls because every single time we criticize or bring up modern dating these days, it's like, so you hate men. No, I just hate confusion being sold to us as emotional maturity. That's what I hate. Like, it's not about men specifically that I hate men. It's that I hate the dating world that men have created, I guess. If you've ever sat there, listen to me. If you've ever sat there refreshing your phone or replaying a conversation in your head and you're wondering, like, am I asking for too much? Am I being too much? The worst part, right? Am I being too much? If you've ever felt that way, this episode is for you. This whole show is for you, to be honest, for you. And I'm here to tell you, I'm here to tell you, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're just dating in a system that rewards emotional detachment. And it honestly low-key punishes people who actually feel things, because if you get off the apps are not making money. There it is, right? There it is. And if they're not making money, then what's the point? That's why now you have subscriptions that are up to like $500, I heard. Excuse me? For what? To hook up? Here's the thing that no one wants to say out loud. Modern dating is not about connection. It's about access, right? Dating apps turned human intimacy into an attention economy, really. Everybody is technically available, but no one is accountable. And when access is infinite, effort becomes optional. Why would he try when there's a girl that would accept nothing because she's insecure or because he's bullying her or something? You know what I mean? Whatever the reason is. I think we've just like normalized emotional ambiguity to the point where asking basic questions like, what are we doing? Where is this going? Do you even like me? It's treated like insecurity, right? Instead of self-respect. Because I respect myself. Do you? Because of my self-respect, I know what I would accept and not accept. And let me be very, very clear when I say this again. Confusion is not a misunderstanding. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. Confusion benefits the person who wants access without responsibility. I'm going to say that again. Confusion benefits the person who wants access without responsibility. Clarity benefits the person who wants safety. But guess who's socialized to prioritize their comfort? Not us. Not us. We are taught since day one to shrink ourselves to appease men. Boys don't like smart girls. Boys don't like opinionated girls. Don't be loud. Boys don't like that. Do you know what I mean? Things like that. And I used to think and believe that dating was about timing, when the timing is right. Like, if I'm patient enough, if I communicate enough, if I don't scare them away, then it'll click. That's what it takes, right? So I would over explain myself, over understand, overextend constantly. You feel drained and abandoned and empty and cry and I get goosebumps thinking about it. But I'd accept inconsistent communication because he's busy, right? I'd accept emotional distance because he's figuring things out. He's figuring things out, right? He's figuring things out, you guys. I would accept the bare minimum sometimes because, love is about compromise. At least is what they say, right? But here's what actually happened, right? I became incredibly skilled at emotionally regulating for men who had no incentive in any capacity to regulate their own selves to begin with. When I'm bipolar, mind you, mind you. Thank God for medication now. But I couldn't even regulate my own emotions for my own benefits, but I was regulating it so I don't lose a guy that doesn't care if I live or die. Do you know what I mean? In the moment I stopped chasing down clarity, the dynamic collapsed. It changed completely because clarity only works when both people want it. Clarity only works when both people want it. It's not a one-ended street, right? Let's talk about power, though. Let's talk about power because dating is a power exchange, whether we admit it or not, whether we like it or not, right? I don't know. Do you guys agree? Do you not agree? I would love to know, genuinely, because let's think about it together, right? The person who cares less controls the pace of the relationship, right? Or how fast, or if there is a relationship at all. The person who wants more is taught to shrink, of course, because how else is this going to work? See, this is why I wish both parties would learn the same thing. We tell women and femmes all the time that wanting consistency is clingy. Desiring reassurance is needy. Expecting effort is entitlement. You're entitled. How dare you? You're entitled to my time. You're entitled to my energy. No, I'm entitled to respect from the partner that I see. Meanwhile, men are praised for being low drama. He's chill. He's laid back. When in fact, they're just emotionally unavailable. They're not just being a chill guy. He's literally emotionally unavailable. He has issues. Here's the reframing you need to hear. Because you know me, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Wanting effort is not insecurity. It's discernment. Consistency is not a love language as much as my love language is the consistency. No, because consistency is not a love language. It's the baseline. It's the baseline for trust. And let's not forget, desire without intention. What was it? Desire without intention is just attraction. It's not commitment. If somebody really wanted access to you, they would create safety for that access instead of using it and abusing it, right? One of the biggest lies we're sold in this idea that we need to lower our expectations. First of all, no, absolutely not. Are you crazy? What are standards, right? Standards are what you are willing to accept, not demand, accept. So where basically, if I'm in a room at a party and my standards are not being met when it comes to respect, comfortability, whatever, I'll leave. If I'm with somebody that doesn't respect me, for example, and that's not my standard is respect, I'm going to leave. I'm not scared to leave because my needs are not being met. My respect is not being met. My standard is not being met. And that's okay. And that's okay. You don't need to convince yourself or anybody. You don't need to convince anyone to choose you. You need to notice who are the ones that are already choosing you. And that is something that I was guilty of my own self, to be honest with you, where I literally constantly felt the need and found myself in situations where I constantly felt like I had to beg people and I kept crying. And I was telling my therapist, I was like, why do I always feel like I have to beg for people to see me or for men to see me or whatever? And then she was like, you're choosing to do that. And I was like, she's like, they see you, trust me, but they're choosing to act or behave in the way that they are. And you're choosing to allow it by staying there, by staying with somebody or with something or in something that does not meet your standard. that doesn't see you. Ever since then, I immediately, if I don't feel respected, seen, understood, viewed as a human, I'm out. Block. Easy breezy. I have so many people blocked. So many. I can't even put them on one paper, to be honest with you. It's so crazy how many I have. Because it's peace. I choose my peace. I choose my peace of mind. I choose my respect, my self-respect. I know what I deserve, and I'm not going to let anybody treat me otherwise. Because why would I? Why would I? Right? That's where it is. Why would I? When I can also, just like everybody likes to play the grass is greener on the other side, I can also just completely cut this off and give myself the respect that I know I deserve, because I've been giving myself that the whole time. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Trust me, it is hard, and it takes a long time of work, especially when the chemistry is loud. It's loud. But chemistry without consistency is anxiety. I said it. Dating does not have to feel like survival mode. It shouldn't be anxious. If it does, that's not a personal failure. Honestly, it's information. You're learning. You're not asking for too much. You're just done negotiating with people who benefit from your silence. You have to remember that. These men or these people, regardless of who you date, if they don't treat you with respect and you're being silent, they benefit off of your silence. Don't let them. But let them call it too intense. Let them. Let them call it too much. Be too much. Be too much, because you deserve to. You deserve all of the muches. You deserve too much. And that's okay. The right people don't get scared, by the way, by these things. They meet them. You should see my friends. You should see the people that love me. They love me for exactly who I am, not because I'm putting on a show for them. And that's the difference between dating for validation and dating for alignment. Dating for alignment means that you're dating with purpose. You're aligned. Your minds align. Your wants, goals, aspirations, way of love, way of receiving love, giving love, way to be seen and heard and understood, the way to fix up a fight, an argument, all these different things. I think those are aligned with each other in order for the relationship to be a successful one, where nobody has to compromise their own selves to keep the relationship going. I think that it's very important to remember that we are choosing our partners. We don't have to date anyone. We don't have to accept the bare minimum. We don't have to watch a movie that we don't love, right? But we choose to do that. When you have somebody that loves you, for example, I would sit into a movie that I don't like for them if it's something they love. But what I won't sit for is feeling abandoned, feeling like I'm not good enough, questioning. I'm not sitting for questioning. If I'm questioning, it's over. If you trigger me in a way that I don't trust you anymore, that I have to question, it's over. It was over before it even started. And that's something I really believe. It's something I really, really believe. And that's just the way that it is, at the end of the day. You have to align your own self with the life that you believe you deserve. If your future self is in love with somebody who is a gym rat, right? Who is successful, who has a career in finance, whatever, you need to start aligning yourself with those values. You need to start going to the gym, right? You need to start going to the gym near a place that does finance. Maybe start learning about finance, whatever. So you have something in common with the person that you're trying to attract. Align yourself with where you see yourself, because how are you going to achieve the life that is here when you're operating on down here? You need to either elevate yourself up here, because the life that you want is not going to come down and find you, honey. It's just not. So please remember that. Please remember to date for alignment, not validation. You need to stop relying on external validation and start inward. Self-validate. It's very important to self-validate. And I believe in affirmations all the time. I do it all the time. It's such a good technique. It really is, because it works. It works. If this episode hit or sit with you guys, if this made you uncomfortable too, good. That's actually where clarity lives. Uncomfortability. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Come for the rants and stay for the clarity. Okay? Until next time. Bye, plastics.